so hopefully this will remind me about all the other sweatpants I have so I can share the love. Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well. Today we are doing a very minimal, simple setup for the May Plan With Me. Here's a quick shot of all the spreads we're going to be doing today. Because it's so minimal and fast, I was able to do quite a few, which I'm really excited to show you. This month I'm going to be using my usual pen. This is just a standard gel pen, which I really love using. And I'm going to be using both Tombow Fudenosuke brush pens, both the hard tip and the brush tip. And I will tell you guys when I switch between them, just so there's no confusion. So starting off with the cover page, I am going in with the soft tip brush pen to letter the name of the month as my little cover page art. I generally in this setup use the soft tip for any lettering that is bigger, and then I go in with the hard tip for anything that's smaller. But I will tell you guys whenever I use each one and switch, but soft tip for the cover page. I keep using the soft tip in the calendar because the title is quite large. It's kind of cut off right now, I do apologize for that, but I was kind of tired when I did this, so the awareness was not very high, but that's okay. I'm just lettering the name of the month, May, with my brush pen, and then I'm just going to go in and make my little vertical calendar. I use 2 boxes of columns, or like 2 lines to do this. On the left side, I write the numbers, I draw a line down the middle, and then on the right side, I write the days of the week. I also did want to mention that if you're not into brush lettering, you can always just substitute the title with just some simple handwriting, maybe some cursive, or even go in with some fun like stamp art. I think all of those would look really cool and really good, but if you do want to practice your lettering, then I obviously would suggest that you try doing the lettering and see how you like it. I love adding lettering to my bullet journal spreads because it allows me to practice, and I find it just kind of gives that level of artistic flair that I look for in my spreads without overcomplicating them and making them take too long, because I'm a bit of a lazy bullet journaler, so I don't really like to make spreads that take a long time. Pro tip, if you get gel pen on the other side of the page, if you let it dry and then go in with an eraser, it'll help fade out the ink a little bit, which is really awesome. I'm moving on now to my tasks and notes page. This is kind of the companion spread to my calendar. They kind of go hand in hand for me, and they're kind of the 2 spreads that are key for my monthly overview. On the right side, you just saw me write down the numbers 1 through 5, and this is essentially the way I like to delegate tasks for the month, and this is called the Alistar method. I will include links on it, but essentially I like to delegate tasks to certain weeks just so I actually do them, and that's just how I like to do that. On the other side, I'm just writing the word notes with my soft tip brush pen, and I like to leave this blank so that I actually have room to write notes when I want to. Yes, so the habit tracker is a interesting story. Well, there's no story really, but it's just that the interesting part is that this is a new design this month. This is something I came up with because I wanted to track a couple more things, and I wanted to have a bit less of a decorative spread. Normally I usually kind of go with a slightly adjusted version of Shada Campbell's habit tracker, which I really loved using, but I wanted to kind of simplify it for this month. I'm just going in with my soft tip brush pen to do the title, and then I'm using the hard tip brush pen to do the little subtitles on the left side. I'm just writing the words key, plants, and sleep, and this is going to help me kind of block off the types of things that I want to track, since not everything I'm tracking here is necessarily habit related. Previously, I've actually tracked my plant watering in my notes section, but this time I wanted to do it in my habit tracker so I could start to understand maybe what routine they might need going forward. I'm pretty new to the whole plant life, but I am very committed to keeping my plants alive. So that's kind of what we're doing this month to try to ensure that. I'm also tracking my sleep this month because we're in quarantine. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm getting enough sleep, and my sleep schedule is pretty consistent because it is kind of easy to fall off the wagon and not be consistent with that unless you force yourself. So that's what I'm going to try to track as well this month, and hopefully that will be relatively consistent. I'm a really big sleeper. I like to sleep 9 to 10 hours a night. I can't go without little sleep, unfortunately. So that's why I have my sleep going up to 10 hours. However, if you have a different sleep need, then just adjust that to what you want. Some other habits that I like to track include flossing. Before I habit tracked, let me tell you, I did not floss, and my dentist was on me about it. And then I started habit tracking it, and now I floss almost every day, and it is life-changing, let me tell you. So if you don't floss, put it in your habit tracker, and I can guarantee, or at least for myself, that it made a big difference. So yeah, flossing, journaling, reading, working out, those are the kind of things I like to track. Nothing too wild, but just the important stuff, really. I'm also going in here with just this random bag that I had on me, and I'm trying to remove the undried ink from my gel pen because I don't want that transferring. Normally, you should just let it dry. I'm not patient, so I don't let it dry. But do as I say, not as I do for that one, okay? So moving on to the final spread. See, I told you guys, these are fast. I like fast spreads. I don't like doing long spreads, especially for monthly setup. You think it's just you've come up with all these spreads, it's gonna be great, but then it takes you 3 hours, and honestly, for me, that's exhausting. So I like to keep it quick. So for this last one, I am doing a kind of capsule wardrobe spread. This is an area for me to write down the kind of clothes that I have that I could be wearing right now. I like to kind of wear loungewear during my personal isolation time. So I have, though, been stuck in wearing the same sweatpants over and over again. So hopefully this will remind me about all the other sweatpants I have so I can share the love and wear some different things so I don't start getting bored, even though that's already starting to happen. I just went in with my hard tip pen to write Isolation Realness. This is kind of an homage to RuPaul's Drag Race, if you guys watch it. And also, I saw Bretman Rock do something kind of like this, and I thought it was hilarious. So I wanted to kind of make that my title for this capsule wardrobe spread. Of course, you don't have to do more loungewear stuff. You can fill this in with whatever you want. It's totally up to you. The lines on the page are about, I think, 7 squares in, and my plan for these is to use the left-hand column to write down the category. Category is, yes, the category, so bottoms, tops, sweaters, socks. Maybe you have special isolation socks. I don't know. You do you. And then the right side is for me to write down those items. So under bottoms, I'm writing my black joggers, my gray joggers, my other gray joggers. Yeah, I wear a lot of black and gray. That actually brings us to, on that note, the end of the setup. Here's a little flip through of the finished spreads. I hope you enjoyed this setup, and I hope you found some inspiration or maybe just some enjoyment out of it. I know this is a stressful time, so I hope you all are doing well. And that is about it for now. I will see you guys in the next one, and I hope you all are making it through this tough time. See you later.